we are told that these soldiers left, these professional soldiers went to the field and met with a group of vigilante. And today they are telling us that they are going to hunt for these vigilante members. Now, is it normal that a professional army should meet a vigilante group in the field and work with it? If that vigilante group is not used to working with the army, why would the army work with it? So that is the first question I'll ask. The second is, we were told that the vigilante and the army, the army unit, were guided by one repentant fighter who led them to Ngarbuh, who showed them, led them to Ngarbuh. Okay. When you look at the rest of the report, they tell you that there was shooting. I want these people to tell us at what level the shooting was. Because if these people came at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning, people were still asleep. They are the ones who entered Ngarbuh, and they were conveyed by a repentant Amber fighter. At what time did the Amber fighters start shooting at them? The Amber fighters never knew that anybody was coming. So, with all due respect, in the circumstances, if there is anybody who would have started shooting, it could only be the soldiers who came with a repentant Amber soldier who was leading them. Now, the villagers who were heard at the time that this incident ensured said that there was no fighting. They said there was no fighting. In fact, one of them was carried away. Until today, we are still asking that question. Where is this man who was carried away, who was accused of having given information to Human Rights Watch? Where is he? Till today, we don't know where he is. So we are asking the question, how can the government come up with a report today telling us what they think is the truth, when from the onset, what the population said, what the SDO, because the SDO of Menchum came out on that occasion and said something. The governor of Northwest Province region said something. Then the minister and his communications chargé d'affaires, all of them made statements. So we are told that after all this, Ngarbuh village was evacuated. Now let them tell us, where did the Commission of Inquiry get the additional information that disproved the government's earlier position and now came to reaffirm the position they are giving us today? I sincerely think that what they are presenting to the world today is tailored to hide some people, to save some faces. Because after having sent away all the villagers, after having done away with the witnesses, because that man who was arrested for having given information to Human Rights Watch, let them produce him. If they don't produce him, we know that they have done away with him. They should produce him. So when you do away with him, the representative for the UN, Mr. Pendleton, was heard on social media as saying that his life was threatened and that he was even thinking of abandoning the area. So who gave this commission the additional evidence that has led it to bring us this type of findings? Because as Madam Hilaria said, there is discrepancy in what the report is saying and what actually happened. There was no fighting. You see, Hilaria says this was a deliberate attack on the villagers. Without provocation, there was no fighting. Now, we are told that it was Ngarbuh was reported to be a place where it was a warehouse for drugs, illegal, all sorts of illegal things. Where is the proof that all those things ever existed in Ngarbuh? This commission did not go down with scientists to pick up the charcoal, the wood ash, and analyze to see whether there were drugs inside the wood ash. How do they know that the government, on what is the government basing its assertion that Ngarbuh was an area where they were stockpiling illegal drugs? They said there was petrol kept in houses. Of all the images we have seen, I have not seen drums of petrol. So how did they substantiate this? I sincerely think that this is a version that is being put on the table to blindfold us so that we don't look into the real story, which was that it was a deliberate attack on armed civilians. And this is not the first time. It's not the first time. Okay. There was Babanki. There was Owe. When the first baby was killed in Muyuka, people said, no, it cannot happen. The rule of the ejus dem generis rule in law. Ejus dem generis rule. You see, these are people who behave in this, follow a certain pattern. In the north, they kill babies and mothers. Babies on their mothers' backs. In Owe, they killed a baby lying in their room, in their house, alone. In Ngarbuh, they killed not only babies, but pregnant women, old men, and burned them. No. You see, they should tell us the truth. I think that the truth has still not yet come out. They have brought out part of it. It is a good thing they have said the military is guilty. We knew that already. But they should tell us the extent of the guilt.